guys, Comic Boom here to review Hawkman issue 3. Guys, what I predicted seems to be coming to pass, and that is that old Carter Hall here is just wandering from place to place and just getting into fights, and the plot isn't really moving all that much. But guess what? I gotta tell you, this is the first issue, even more so than the first two, where Bryan Hitch's art is just absolutely fantastic. I gotta tell you, there are scenes here that are just great. Carter Hall finds himself on Dinosaur Island because basically he's each time he's been reborn. It was revealed in the first two issues that basically he's been reincarnated and reborn at different times, not only on Earth but on different planets at different times throughout the universe, at different planets all over the place. So it's kind of interesting. He's had an incarnation on Krypton. He's had an incarnation on Thanagar. He's had multiple reincarnated incarnations of himself on Earth. And meanwhile, each time he's reincarnated, or each life he lives, he seems to forget something. So it's like every time he's reincarnated, he forgets something important. And the big thing that he appears to be forgetting is this massive, I think, ultra dark destructive force that somehow is going to bring destruction on the universe. Again, this is sort of in keeping with the theme that's latent throughout most DC comics right now. Ever since the breakdown of the Source Wall in Metal, there's more darkness throughout the DC universe. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and incidentally, I like the fact that they're almost exploring more of his archaeological roots, because he's kind of an archaeologist and he uncovers secrets. That's why, by the way, I'm wearing my Indiana Jones hat. And also, I got to say to Professor Bill at Comic Book University, I had this little argument with him that, if Hawkman wears it, it's not a purse. It's a satchel. All right? There's a difference. This is a satchel. Okay? Just clearing that up. In any event, so this is he fights. Basically, not much happens here in terms of plot progression. He's on Dinosaur Island. The narration is he's just recounting. It's Hawkman thinking. He's just thinking about what he's learned in the last two issues, and he goes on and he basically takes on a bunch of winged creatures on Dinosaur Island here, and there's some beauty. Again, the art here is just it's just fantastic. Bryan Hitch really, I gotta say, it's not always, when a story is lacking, I find that more often than not, the good art won't save it. But this is one time where I gotta admit, it saves it for me. I'm looking for a full page spread here. I wanted to show people. There you go. Here. I mean, this is a full page spread where Hawkman is attacked by Featherines or whatever. And they craka. It's about the only word I can pronounce nowadays. But in any event, it's great art. And it ends with him just being, finding an old man who gives him a prophecy, an old man it's very Indiana Jones-like, in Indiana Jones in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where he comes across that crusader who was guarding the Holy Grail for centuries. Well, it's like he comes across this old man at the end who's been guarding this secret and been waiting for the true Hawkman to arrive. And when Carter Hall finally does arrive to discover the secrets within this cave on Dinosaur Island, unfortunately he gets whisked away again, only to end up to meet Carter Hall on Thanagar, and that was the incarnation of Hawkman when he was a police officer on the planet Thanagar, and that was from a comic book series, I think back in the 90s, if I recall. In any event, it's clear that all Carter Hall is doing is he's going on. The writing is very, I think, predictable here. He's just going on multiple quests at different parts of the galaxy. So I'm sure at some point he's going to end up on Krypton. At some point he's going to, he's on Thanagar, Dinosaur Island. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a visual feast. I think this comic book is more of a visual feast for the artist Bryan Hitch to show off his talents, because he's a tremendously talented artist. But in terms of the story, don't expect much from this story. I'm not. I don't expect much from Vendetti to begin with. I wasn't a big fan of him on Green Lantern. I found it to be extremely derivative. It got old very, very quickly. Nothing new is here. We're only on the third issue, so I'll cut Vendetti a break. But frankly, he's benefiting greatly. If it wasn't for the artist here, if it wasn't for Bryan Hitch, I'd already be dropping this. But we'll see what future issues hold. And guys, check it out. And remember, if Hawkman wears it, it's not a purse, it's a satchel. And until next time, Comic Boom out.